Welcome to Lesson 30.2, Human Body Systems, Part 1. In this lesson, we'll identify the structures and functions of the digestive system, excretory system, circulatory system, lymphatic system, and the respiratory system. The need for food presents every animal with at least two challenges: how to obtain it and how to convert that food into molecules that the body can use. In humans and many other animals, this is the job of the digestive system. The digestive system converts food into smaller molecules that can be used by the cells of the body. Food is processed by the digestive system in four phases: ingestion, digestion, absorption, and elimination. Food in the digestive system is broken down in two ways, by mechanical and chemical digestion. Mechanical digestion is the physical breakdown of large pieces of food into smaller pieces. These smaller pieces can be swallowed and accessed by digestive enzymes. During chemical digestion, enzymes break down food into the small molecules the body can use. Once food has been broken into smaller molecules, it can be absorbed by cells in the small intestine. From the small intestine, the molecules enter the circulatory system, which transports them throughout the body. The digestive system cannot digest and absorb all the substances in food that enter the body. Some materials, such as cellulose, travel through the large intestine and are eliminated from the body as feces. The first step in the process is ingestion, the act of putting food into your mouth. Teeth tear and grind food into small pieces. Enzymes in saliva kill some pathogens and start to break down carbohydrates. This process takes about a minute, and salivary glands release an enzyme called salivary amylase that breaks down starches into disaccharides. Next, the bolus travels from the mouth to the stomach via the esophagus. Food is squeezed through by peristalsis. The epiglottis prevents the bolus from traveling down the wrong tube to the lungs rather than to the stomach. Muscle contractions produce a churning motion that breaks up food and forms a liquid mixture called chyme. Protein digestion begins. This takes 2 to 4 hours. The cardiac sphincter closes after food passes into the stomach. Glands in the stomach lining release hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and mucus. The enzyme pepsin breaks down proteins into large peptides. Chyme is slowly released into the small intestine. Bile, which is made in the liver, is released from the gallbladder into the small intestine and aids in fat digestion. Enzymes from the pancreas and duodenum complete digestion. Nutrients are absorbed through the small intestine wall. This takes 3 to 5 hours. There are numerous enzymes in the small intestines. Pancreatic amylase is released from the pancreas and breaks down starches. Trypsin is released from the pancreas and breaks down proteins. Lipase is released from the pancreas and breaks down fat. Maltase, sucrase, and lactase breaks down disaccharides into monosaccharides. Peptidase breaks down dipeptides into amino acids. The large intestine absorbs water as undigested materials move through and is eliminated from the body. Once the small intestine has completed the digestive process, it's time to absorb nutrients. Most nutrients from food are absorbed through the walls of the small intestine. The large intestine absorbs water and several vitamins and prepares waste for elimination from the body. After leaving the duodenum, chyme moves along the rest of the small intestine. By this time, most of the chemical digestion has been completed. The chyme is now a rich mixture of small and medium-sized nutrient molecules. The small intestine's folded surface provides an enormous surface area for absorption of nutrients. Its finger-like projections, called villi, are covered with tiny projections known as microvilli, which absorbs the nutrients. Nutrient molecules are then passed into the circulatory system. Sugars and amino acids pass into capillaries, while most fats and fatty acids are absorbed by lymph vessels. By the time chyme leaves the small intestines, most nutrients have been absorbed, leaving only water, cellulose, and other indigestible substances behind. When chyme leaves the small intestine, it enters the large intestine, or colon. The large intestine gets its name due to its diameter, which is greater than that of the small intestine. The primary function of the large intestine is to remove water from the material that is left. Large colonies of bacteria present in the large intestine produce compounds that the body is able to absorb and use, including vitamin K. The concentrated waste material, feces, that remains after most of the water has been removed passes into the rectum and is eliminated from the body through the anus. When something happens that interferes with the removal of water by the large intestine, you usually become aware of it right away. If not enough water is absorbed, a condition known as diarrhea occurs. If too much water is absorbed, constipation occurs. Every living system produces chemical waste products, some of which are so toxic that they will cause death if they're not eliminated. Ammonia, one of the most toxic of these waste compounds, is produced when amino acids from proteins are used for energy. Ammonia is converted to a less toxic compound called urea, but it too must be eliminated from the body. The process by which these metabolic wastes are eliminated is called excretion. Excretion is one part of the many processes that maintain homeostasis. The excretory system, which includes the skin, lungs, liver, and kidneys, excretes metabolic wastes from the body. The ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra are also involved in excretion. How might the skin be involved in excretion? The skin excretes excess water, salts, and a small amount of urea in sweat. By releasing sweat in very small amounts, this process eliminates wastes even when you may not think you're sweating. The blood transports carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular respiration, from the body cells to the lungs. When you exhale, your lungs excrete carbon dioxide and some small amounts of water vapor. The liver plays many important roles in excretion. One of its principal activities is the conversion of dangerous nitrogen wastes into less toxic urea. Urea is then transported through the blood to the kidneys for the elimination from the body. The major organs of excretion are the kidneys, a pair of fist-sized organs located on either side of the spinal column near the lower back. The kidneys remove excess water, urea, and metabolic waste from the blood. The kidneys produce and excrete a waste product known as urine. Ureters transport urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder, where urine is stored until it is released through the urethra. The function of the kidney is to filter out wastes from the blood and reabsorb useful substances. Waste-laden blood enters the kidney through the renal artery. Filtered blood leaves the kidney through the renal vein. Waste products are released through the ureter and travel to the bladder. Each kidney contains nearly 1 million individual processing units called nephrons. These nephrons are where most of the work of the kidneys take place. Blood purification in the kidneys involves two distinct processes: filtration and reabsorption. This is a zoomed-in image of a nephron. Filtration takes place in the glomerulus, a dense network of capillaries encased in Bowman's capsule. Blood pressure forces much of the fluid from the capillaries into the Bowman's capsule. The result is a filtrate containing water, urea, glucose, salts, amino acids, and some vitamins. Dissolved salts and other materials are removed from the filtrate by active transport and reabsorbed by capillaries, causing nearly all of the filtered water to follow by osmosis. In effect, the kidneys first throws away nearly everything and then takes back only what the body needs. The loop of Henle conserves water and minimizes the volume of filtrate. The fluid entering the collecting ducts is known as urine. From the collecting ducts, urine flows to the ureter of each kidney. The ureters carry urine to the urinary bladder for storage until the urine leaves the body through the urethra. The kidney plays an important role in maintaining homeostasis. Besides removing wastes, the kidneys also maintain blood pH and regulate the water content of the blood. The kidneys respond directly to the composition of the blood. They are also influenced by the endocrine system. Disruption of proper kidney function can lead to serious health problems. To a large extent, the activity of the kidneys is controlled by the composition of the blood itself. For example, if you eat salty food, the kidney will respond to the excess salt in your blood by returning less salt to your blood during reabsorption. If the blood is too acidic, the kidneys excrete more hydrogen ions in the urine. If your blood glucose levels rise past a certain point, the kidneys will even excrete glucose in the urine. This is one of the danger signals of diabetes, a disease caused by the body's inability to control the concentration of glucose in blood. Glands release hormones that also influence kidney function. For example, if you have not consumed enough fluids, or if you have sweat excessively, your pituitary gland releases antidiuretic hormone ADH into your blood. This hormone causes the kidneys to reabsorb more water and to excrete less water in the urine. If the blood contains excess water, ADH secretion stops and more water is excreted. The color of your urine is an indicator of how hydrated you are. A pale yellow color indicates that you are well hydrated because your kidneys are releasing a good amount of water. A darker color indicates that the water level in your blood is low, causing your kidneys to conserve water. The kidneys are selective filters. As blood passes through them, urea, other impurities, and excess salts are removed from the blood. But important substances such as water, protein, and glucose remain in circulation. The collected waste products are excreted in urine. The concentrations of certain substances in the blood compared to their concentrations in urine reveal the important work of the kidneys. So which substances listed above have the highest, lowest concentrations of blood? Which substances have the highest and lowest concentrations in urine? Sodium has the highest concentration in the blood. Calcium has the lowest concentration in the blood. The substance that has the highest concentration in urine is urea. Glucose has the lowest concentration in urine. Urea is a byproduct of amino acid breakdown. How might the urea concentration vary in the blood and urine as a result of a high-protein diet? A high-protein diet includes more amino acids than a typical diet, so the urea concentrations in both blood and urine would increase as a result.